Hello, this is Daniel McCures. This is video 2 in the series. The time is currently 4:12 a.m., September 12th, 2017. This is video 2 in the sequence. Just completing video 1. Our Japanese folding room. Now, in Japanese technology, for instance, this is a studio apartment. There isn't a huge amount of room when dealing in a studio apartment. But imagine if you had a studio apartment where there was just one central room, and you can have 44 or 50 different rooms folded into the walls. So that room can become both a kitchen, a dining room, a living room, bedroom, depending on which socket you pull from the room. Now, in terms of spaceship design and economics of space management, this is a very important design in life infrastructure because, by the American traditions, we don't believe in that level of efficiency where we'll have a 10-room house where all 10 rooms are completely independent of each other. Developing the folding room is quite interesting. Now, so coming over here, we have the original drywall. So what we've done is this wall has been completely reinforced. So as you can see, from this side it is my little closet space. Here's one of my other exhibits. It's my Inspector Gadget jacket. So, as a kid they used to tease me about, called me Inspector Gadget and so forth, and I actually got a job as an inspector. So, first thing I got to get the jacket, of course, right? So, and there's my jacket. Not really much more to say about that story. Our bathroom here. Now again, the other thing about the jacuzzi, they're very noisy, typically because of the motors running the pumps. So they're all air-driven pumps, so we eliminate the noise, which, if you're trying to have an intimate moment, the noise is a problem. And in good quality, again, we're talking about, we want, or I should say I, because I'm doing the one-man show here. So, of course, you want to design your relaxation properly, and if something isn't working for you, you got to figure out better ways to relax. It's all air-driven, hand pump driven, so this actually runs during a blackout without any power except, the human actually working the machine. So as you can see here from the pump drive of the jacuzzi, you just have to probably do about 10 minutes of curls on that, and that basically presses enough air into the compressor that it can safely satisfy the needs there. Additionally, there'll be an electric heating mat underneath where the new receptacles will be installed on this wall next to the light switch. That's still in the pending phases. We haven't quite finished that. Again, I'm still working on the experiments as far as the air jets to drive the acupressure pumps correctly to release the toxins from the human body. Anyway, so, another important feature in any bathroom is, and especially, again, if you have your lady friends over, having a bidet is very critical. Now, this is integrated onto the toilet seat cover, as you can see. Still working on just finishing up the plumbing. So this is a fairly advanced toilet using that technology so it's a booty washer. Actually does wash your booty so that you don't have to use toilet paper. And it really does give you that clean sensation. Again, we want to be able to relax properly, and even though this is a scientific laboratory and a museum, it is a living space, and our healthy living space as well. Have the exterminators in, we are in Newark, so, unfortunately the butterflies had to stay because, they're pretty, the roaches, I know it sounds bad, I feel like I'm a little bit of a racist in that way, but the girls love the butterflies, I couldn't take them out. Jokes, anyway. So what else? Just showing different demonstration models. Here we have, one of our new water traps, self-cleaning water trap. In general, people shave a lot in the bathroom. The water traps get damaged over time. These get destroyed. This one's a self-cleaning as well as a transparent mechanism, so that as the traps become clogged, you have that visual aid. Going back to our Japanese folding room, this is another really crucial part. So as you can see, we have set up is the couch, coffee table, and a giant pile of laundry that I'm still working on. So you can see the strut lines along here. So there'll be 5 struts this way, 2 struts that way. So there's going to be a loft. The loft is going to completely fold into the ceiling or fold into the floor, where it'll be on a 12-inch riser going from the ceiling down 12 inches or from the floor up by 12 inches for the platform. The platform is on an elevator, so that there'll be an electric winch mechanism that's going to be driving this loft up and down. So in the fully up position, it's completely folded out of the room. You don't even know that it's here. When you want to engage the loft, the winch comes down, lowers the room, then you have your bed on top, and there's a privacy screen that raises up into the ceiling that's mounted onto the platform. The privacy screen attaches to the ceiling through a magnetic film. Additionally, besides that, it's a 3-in-1, so this room not only serves as an enclosed bedroom that can be deployed when in one position, it's also height adjustable, so if you want to have a high loft so that people can actually sit underneath and continue to use the living room space, watch a movie while you're asleep from above, you can do that, or you can lower it so that you can be in a sitting position on your bed looking forward onto the movie. As you can see, the television is a projector type, and again, because we want to do very clutter-free, it's a projector and it's going to the wall over here. And the projector is positioned such that the line here of the loft doesn't block the angle of the projector to create a shadow and cut off the screen. I've measured that, and that's verified. So that's also really important. The third feature is there's also a conference room as well as a dining room. Now, to convert to a dining room and or a conference room, and this is both a standing or sitting table, so the platform is lowered to, if you're doing a standing, it would be lowered to this height, and then from this height, there'll be a hinge here, so the bed will rotate 100. So first of all, there's support straps. So the 2 support straps, and I'll go over here to the diagram so you can better illustrate it. The 2 support straps go over the bed with the axis of rotation here, so that essentially all you have to do is turn this knob, the bed flips over underside, and then you have a smooth surface table on the top. Now, once you have the smooth surface table, you can raise it to this height through the elevator, and it could be a standing desk, a standing conference room. Lower it to sitting height, it could be a sitting conference room. Raise it into the ceiling, and we could go to a full classroom and put out chairs or whatever. Again, the whiteboard here is, besides the projector screen, this surface is going to be treated as a whiteboard so that non-permanent magic markers, and as you can see I like to draw a lot on the walls, so that we can actually make dry erase notes and do an entire classroom conversion where the bedroom is completely hidden from sight from this space, and it becomes into more of a full classroom, full office space. Now again, if you're talking about hosting at standing height, you can do like a standing desk conference, or at standing height this can also be used as a bar area. Now the bar, additionally, from right here you can see the kitchen. Very small counter space in the original design of the apartment. So we're going to add an additional counter here. And this is not going to be an electrically actuated, but rather a hand pull drops from the ceiling, and now the bar is also completely hidden in the folding room within the apartment. Within the closet, the additional modifications, this is a very deep shelf. This is getting replaced. I'm building out a carousel, and in the carousel shelf, essentially you can see it here on this drawing, that rotates, so it's basically a spinning table. Think of your like horse carousel, it just rotates around the center axis. So all the shelves, and again it's going to have the same 4 shelves, but they're actually going to be able to rotate so that right now they're not very functional because it's a very deep shelf and it doesn't have drawers. So that essentially is going to eliminate that issue. This cabinet, set of drawers, I'm still on debate whether or not I'm going to move it. This closet is on a double hanger system so that we have the upper hanger as well as the lower hanger here, where I can cut this off and move the chest of drawers into this location if I choose to do that. Still making that decision, but again, simply having the jacuzzi, the bidet, the upgrades in the closet, and again, you're also not considering what is going to come in terms of the feng shui and the interior designer. I want to have a lot more wood elements. As you can see, we're looking at different options on the wooden flooring, wood, leather, masculine stuff. I mean, obviously you got to keep the butterflies because you got to keep the butterflies. Then another technology demonstration is this window here. It's going to be made out of chromatic, so it's going to be completely blingless. This is a 40-foot by 20-foot window. There'll be a single button where it'll be controlled from Siri, so I simply say, Siri, windows black please. That turns black, and there, boom, I'm in my presentation mode. When Siri, open windows, boom, the windows open up, light comes through, so I could go from a completely black wall, completely white wall, to a transparent wall. The lighting system is also, again, we need the home automation aspect because that's part of the STEM training. All the lighting is also controlled by Siri, so I can say, Siri, kitchen room light off, that turns off. Hallway light, 40% under blue, 40% orange, and I can change the colors, light levels, everything will be dimmable and everything will be color changeable. The color changing is basically based off the rainbow, RGBVTs, so if I want an orange light there, a blue light there, each individual bulb has its own Wi-Fi extension so that I can call them out depending on whatever my mood sits me. If I want to go full rainbow where they're all different colors, I can do that too. Currently, the central air system broke, so I'm on a temporary air conditioner. The central air has to be repaired. stove here, we're going to put a stove on it. I'm sorry, a range hood. The range hood has to be added in. There's some floor work, some general repairs from the super that are needed as well. Water purification system. I have to dig the books out, but basically underneath the sink here, we're going to have a central water purifier system so that we can do some additional training on water purification technology, reverse osmosis. The water tank here, or I should say the water cooler, as you can see, is actually has a 7-stage carbon, so that I'm not actually buying bottled water for the water cooler. Rather, I am filtering my own water from the tap and converting it into the cold water into the cooler. Next to that, I'm going to have the seltzer maker where we're going to do carbon dioxide. The jacuzzi is a closed tank, so the nice thing about this tank is it can work with any fluid, whether water, nitrogen, frozen CO2, or dry ice. It can be loaded directly into the compressor. So there's a bunch of really cool science experiments, and kids love nitrogen because you can fill this entire room in frozen fog. Kids love that sort of thing. And again, the big thing is not only is this going to provide a lot of that hands-on education, it's also that one of the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things in terms of electronics is, looking at it in terms of computer science, like you have your laptop here, or your $100 iPad, or your $1,000 laptop, or your $10,000 supercomputer. Well, to do training on computer science doesn't require the $10,000 computer. It can require that $100 iPad, or it could even require, a $50 small electronic kit or a microcontroller like an Arduino for as little as $20. So that's a very important thing to note because it provides that level of accessibility, and it also provides that personal touch that, a lot of students, when they're doing this sort of thing, and they look out and they see, okay, here's this $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million apartment, it's so beautiful, and there's all this thing, and it's a museum, but it's not hands-on, and there's nothing in here I can actually get to use. But when we design laboratories for as little as $20, it's not like that. And that's a big part of the STEM. The Earth. Now remember, I started this and I said financial, humanitarian, and environmental. I said Earth. And remember, what I said before is that the world likes to go money, person, planet, versus as an environmentalist, I think of the Earth first because it's not my Earth. I'm only a visitor. I'm only here for 100 years if I'm lucky, and somebody might be watching this video long after I'm deceased, and you got to remember that you're just a visitor and you only have so much that you can do. And what's so important is to leave behind a legacy for others, and as others have left behind a legacy for us, such as Leonardo da Vinci, Nikola Tesla, the Vedic mathematicians. So in that way, to be that, and to, this little guy who's, just working his ass off, trying to survive and pay rent, and, I wasn't born into wealth or money, but to be able to be more than the sum of yourself, it's so cool, This is, I just want to end with this because this is, kind of one of those issues where, selling financials, selling people into a loan, it's always kind of like a moralism that kind of you question whether you're doing the right thing or what the meaning of that is, because suddenly it's like, I'm an environmentalist, and, once you get into solar, you suddenly become, okay, well, you're a finance salesman, or, you're this used car salesman. It's suddenly, you lose that aspect, you feel that you've lost focus. So this is kind of where I want to end the video, is this little brochure, and as you can see here, what I've got is, this is, beautiful, grassy park, and then this mother and her daughter, and they're looking out. And on the other end of this is this nuclear power plant, and it's just sitting off on the grass. It's very out of focus, just simple. And then the comment we see, the debt we owe for the utilities we use is one that can never be repaid. And meaning that here's this nuclear power plant on this beautiful Earth, and this beautiful, wonderful spaceship that has been provided to us, that we've been the caretaker of, and suddenly we're building this machine that is in the business of producing radioactive waste that's going to be around for 50,000, 100,000 years from now. And the entire business of manufacturing radioactive waste is what it does. And the byproduct is this momentary electricity, which we'll only have for a couple of years, or, like, okay, ooh, I can see this light bulb and run that for a couple of hours, but I'm going to have radioactive waste that my great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren are going to have to deal with because I wanted that light bulb. So again, that's where that statement comes in. The debt we owe to the utility, the debt we owe for the utilities we use is one that can never be repaid. And then we open up bifold here, and what it says here is, in 2050, and again here we have a California highway, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, a 30-lane highway, bumper-to-bumper traffic, and just spewing toxic waste. And here we have a coal plant, and it's just spewing toxic waste, and and this huge population. And by 2050, we will be twice the population in Earth of today. By 2050, take everybody that's on the Earth today and double it in a matter of 40 years. By 2050, we will be twice the population on Earth than there is hydrocarbon to nurture us. So here we have, by 2050, there will be twice the human population than there is hydrocarbons to support us. So what does that mean? That we're moving into a phase of humanity of immense poverty, because the debt we owe to the utilities is one that can never be repaid, and we've basically created a society and a system that's unsustainable. And that's what being unsustainable means. Then we open it up, and here's the happy family with their solar panel. And then the comment here is, we are committed to getting your freedom by selling you into a debt that you can afford and charging a minimal fee in doing so that you can actually save money while providing a future for your family and for the world. And then lastly, the third part here, and again we see the hurricane and the trees blowing, and then we have a riot underneath it but we also provide peace of mind with the best energy storage electronic controls in the world. And again, don't take my word for it, because don't forget, 2015, I top 10 Innovator of the Year in electrical energy storage. It's not just me who thinks I know what I'm doing. So, thank you.